My thanks to the folks at Ghouls and Poltergeist for partnering with the RJ Young Show. Ron, I put you on to the SEC West. What'd you find?
I found pretty much what we already know is that actually what we discussed a long time ago is that we were very excited about the SEC West, right? It was a conference that was going to be pure chaos with personalities and coaching styles. That this could be a real high flying electric year. That was before the current pandemic crisis that we have now. It was before LSU lost every one of its draft picks. It was before a lot of things, the before times. I would say that I'm looking at all the Vegas lines right now, and they're pretty much exactly how we lined up, how we thought it was going to be. So basically, the teams that we thought were going to be great, I say great, going to be interesting are still going to be interesting, right? Ole Miss is probably going to be interesting watch. I hope that Auburn can be a team that is boomy as more than busty. LSU, I don't know if they're going to be good. Like we talked about, they might go 500 in the conference, right? And they might. I'm looking at the SEC West, and it's pretty much Alabama. Alabama has the talent, and I have utter faith that Nick Saban's going to introduce or going to continue to be keep it simple, stupid. They got the talent. They don't need to take any chances. And everybody in this conference is pretty much new and working with a limited offseason schedule. So I'm excited to see what it looks like, though.
Peg LSU's record. What's LSU's record going to be?
500.
5-5.
5-5.
5-5. Catch 5 losses. I've been saying LSU going to catch 5 losses for 8 months. Now you're hearing not just me say it. They're not going to be very good, guys. It's not a recipe for success down there. I can't even say success because it's LSU in 2020. It can't happen.
Right. I mean, be clear. Like, this is not life and death. I'm absolutely going to be able. I'm not the biggest LSU fan. I don't think either of us are, but I'm more than willing to give them a, yo, dog, it's just not your year. I saw what happened to you. Like, if you had a homeboy who said, I'm going to be at the thing tomorrow, but what happened today was you saw him getting stomped out and lose some teeth, you'd say, I would understand if you don't make it. It's okay.
So they open against Mississippi State, and they're going to get invited to air raid hell, which ought to be fun because KJ Costello is a big, strong white quarterback that's just going to be back there chucking. And Kylan Hill might be the best tailback in the conference, so I'm excited to see what that looks like against a Bo Pelini defense. All right, let's keep going through the SEC West right quick because, you touched on Alabama and how he's going to go with the KISS principle down there. But what Alabama basically figured out in the Johnny Manziel era is, you need a quarterback that can do what he can do, which means you probably got to run an offense that looks like the offense that they run. So he brought in Lane Kiffin. They went spread. They put in a bunch of passing concepts, and they got away from murder ball. Now with Mac Jones at quarterback, it feels like they got not a Greg McElroy, but certainly an A.J. McCarron, right? Because you got Najee Harris in the backfield. You got Devontae Smith and Jalen Waddle at wideout. And you got one of the best offensive lines in football. So maybe you still want to run it a bunch out of those, but you still also want to distribute the football to, these Bama wide receivers, because I keep having to remind myself that Julio Jones and Jerry Jeudy both went to Alabama. Henry Ruggs and Calvin Ridley both went to Alabama. I can't imagine that even Nick Saban would look at those dudes at wideout and say, we're not going to throw the ball. That said, they're my pick to win the national championship because I think they have the most continuity, they return the most stars, and they have a just beautiful SEC schedule. So they get Eli Drinkwitz in the opener in Missouri. Eli Drinkwitz, welcome to the SEC. You get Alabama. What do you put Alabama's record at?
I had to say that they're probably going to go undefeated. Like, if I have my money, undefeated. If I'm looking at who they lose one to, Man, I don't know. Like, who we got? I'm looking at the schedule right now. They
Auburn. Auburn is the only one that I'm inclined to say has a shot, and that's because they were real boomy last year.
That's what I say. I need to see Auburn week 1 first. As much talent as they have, I need to see Auburn week 1 first.
No, because last year we saw Auburn week 1, and Bo Nix waited until 13 seconds was left on the clock to pull out a win against an Oregon team that won the Rose Bowl and the Pac-12. And we didn't think they were very good then, and they just kept being good. Like, they played LSU the closest that anybody played LSU all of last year. Now they lose 2 dudes in the middle, and they're going to have a hard time replacing those dudes. You know, like Derek Brown's a first-round draft pick, but Owen Papo is back, and Kevin Steele's still calling defense. You also add Chad Morris to the offense, and Bo Nix is going into year 2. And Seth Williams ought to be good, right? They also got one of the fastest dudes in college football at wideout as well. So, like, I'm inclined to believe that Auburn challenges in the SEC West. But, again, I'll ask you, what's Auburn's record going to be?
Not gonna lie, I'm taking this on a week-by-week basis. The only one that I'm truly sure on was Alabama and LSU. When it comes to everybody else, I got to see it in action because I have so much less faith in the rest of the conference. Not say the reference conference, but the SEC West than I do for Alabama. So everybody else, I got to see it week to week. Because right now, you say Auburn's looking at a close game against Kentucky. And
Florida played a close game against Kentucky. Like, I hate how people talk about Kentucky like they're bad. Kentucky,
no, it's not that
Kentucky damn near
I don't
beat
think
Georgia.
Kentucky's bad.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Kentucky's good.
I don't know. I won't say that Kentucky's good. That's kind of where I'm at.
Anytime you can take your starting wide receiver and put him at Wildcat quarterback and damn near beat Georgia, yeah, you're good.
You got me. I got no argument against that.
You're good.
You're right.
Mark Stoops did that with duct tape and a defense. Like, what? He beat Tech in the Belk Bowl with a Wildcat quarterback. Get the hell out of here. You know, like, want to talk about a quarterback away and then get Terry Wilson back. Shout out Dell City. All right, continuing this trend. I will give you all the money in my wallet if you can name 5 starters for Texas A&M right now.
Oh, then congratulations. You get to keep all your money.
Well, that's kind of the point, right? Because, like, they had a bunch of dudes opt out of playing football. Most of them are starters. They get Kellen Mond back, but the thing about Kellen Mond is, who is Kellen Mond? Kellen Mond can't even tell you who Kellen Mond is. Kellen Mond could be looking at his social security number and be like, who's this? The man is the subject of an identity crisis. He is the subject of identity theft. And he still has his name. So, like, I don't know what they expect here. Now, the dude that they got on third string, at least in the release depth chart, in Haynes King, he could be the truth. But he's not going to play this year. I would want him to play this year because everybody gets to burn a year. So bring him back.